Hey, everybody. It is Bev, co host of Meet the Redmonds. Thanks for joining us for another exciting episode of this week's show. We are on the road, so I'm without my co host, Mark, today, as you normally would see him, but we're preparing to speak at a conference at our church. It's the LOV Conference at Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church. So we dug in the crates, not too far back. We went back to Mark's milestone birthday. You enjoyed that episode so much and it resonated with you. His story of being an amputee and also being a survivor, and the survivor in the way that he is surpassing the milestone that was set by his dad, who unfortunately passed early in his 50s. Mark is going past that. That was one of his goals. So as we are visioning, setting goals for 2024, please enjoy this episode of Meet the Redmonds and its Mark's Milestones. As you're enjoying it, we're on the eve of King Day, knowing that it's a day on, not a day off. Even if you're off work, let it be a time to reset your purpose and realign what you do. Only what you do for Christ will last. Only what you will do for peace will sustain. And hopefully, we all use this year to do bigger, better, greater things. Enjoy this episode of Meet the Redmonds, Mark's Milestone. God bless you. Be blessed. We love you. Bye. It's Bev.
And it's Mark.
And we are
The Redmonds.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet the Redmonds. And guess what? Meet the Redmonds is our podcast journey about marriage, second chances, and unyielding love. In season 2, my husband Mark and I share laughs, lessons, and life with some great friends that we meet along the way. We promise to keep the conversation relevant, churchy, and old school. It's a mix we call the Redmond Way. Meet the Redmonds streams every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. across all time zones on Facebook, YouTube, and OCPITV.com. We'll meet up with you soon. Everybody, it's Bev.
And it's Mark.
And we are
The Redmonds.
Welcome to another episode of Meet the Redmonds. And we're in the birthday edition for the birthday guy of Meet the Redmonds. And we're going to talk about meeting your milestones. So it's happy 53rd birthday to Marquel. And we are very glad and very blessed for your presence.
Right. And before we even get started with this episode, we're going to blow out these candles before the cake gets to melting. And we're going to sing happy birthday and just watch the harmonies. You ready? You ready?
All right.
Hit it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Did you like the harmony, the bass at the end? That was all me.
And the really does it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
The original request was to put 53 candles on the cake. We needed much more real estate for that.
Right. I don't think I have the lung capacity to blow out 53 candles.
All right. So is our cake making a quick exit?
I don't know. Do you want the cake to get more love?
I think we should let the cake.
Let the cake get a little bit of cake love before it gets demolished by the kid later on.
So you want to tell where the cake is from? Wolf Bakery?
Wolf Bakery on 95th Street. And we will put the address up. If you're ever in Chicago, come to Wolf Bakery. You can get some nice homemade cakes. It was real crowded in there today because everybody's doing Christmas parties.
Holidays.
You know, so it was a lot of people in there. But they took care of your guy, got the cake, got it done.
So South Side is where we are, the best side of Chicago. We had to fly in for the holidays. And Mark, your birthday is always in the Christmas zone.
Yep, December 19th, I was brought into this world by Betty and Eugene Redmond, and I got cheated a lot of years. I got cheated.
I bet you did. Christmas is hard to compete with.
I got
got one set of gifts.
I got combo gifts. But you know what? My parents, they did a fantastic job. I just got shortchanged. That's all.
A great job, but shortchanged.
Right. Great job, but they shortchanged me.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Mom and Daddy. I love you.
having those winter birthdays, particularly around the holidays. We have a kiddo whose birthday is in the Thanksgiving zone,
Right.
Kelsey. So Kelsey always, at least a couple times,
His birthday fluctuates.
fluctuates.
Right.
And sometimes it's on Thanksgiving. Our anniversary is in the Thanksgiving zone. We have nieces, nephews who are in this time.
Right.
So we will see you in 2024 with your gifts.
Right.
All right. So today is about celebrating milestones, reflections. Why is it important to celebrate milestones? Whether you're in relationship, in marriage, or individually. So I will say it's important for Mark to celebrate this particular milestone and for me to see him celebrate this particular milestone, because when we got married 8 years ago, we've known each other 9. When we came together, there was a particular story that Mark told me about his dad and an illness that he battled, and Mark's goal is to supersede what God had in store for his dad and to live a longer and a more healthy life.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell a little bit more?
Yep. My dad, Eugene, grew up in the South and then moved to the West Side. And he was just a hard-working man, worked in a steel mill. So, that's back-breaking work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it contributed to him
Maybe to the illness.
Right.
Yes.
So my father passed away in 1994 of pancreatic cancer. And if you know anything about pancreatic cancer, it's a very devastating and debilitating disease.
It can go quickly.
It can go quickly because it goes undiagnosed so often because there are no really telltale signs.
Mm-hmm.
So my father was diagnosed in June of 1994 and he passed away in August. So that's how quick
very fast
it can come and just you succumb to this disease.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a little antsy as I get older because I want to see more than the 54 years of life that my father saw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to do some things a little bit differently, trying to exercise more, eat a little differently, not be as stressed out and not, carry so much of the burden of trying to do so much like my father did. I mean, and it was just a different era.
A different era. Black men in particular. Let's even rewind from there. Working in the mills, coming up from the South,
Mm-hmm.
the mills was an opportunity to make a good wage. And
Right.
still today, if you're working in the mills,
Auto plants or
Yes,
whatever,
all
you
of
can
that.
make a great living. And he did make
and
a
it's
great living.
respectable work,
But he worked hard.
more than he probably got to enjoy.
And maybe that's why, it's not maybe, that's why he put so much emphasis on the kids getting an education. Because what he did was backbreaking work. Think about that. And I'm just asking for God's grace to see me, go onward and upward and go beyond 54.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Eugene Redmond, my dad, my mom, Betty Redmond, who passed away in 2015.
Sometimes you get a little melancholy around this time and wondering if you are doing enough to take care of yourself. But today is really about celebrating the fact that you're right on the cusp of succeeding what your father was able to accomplish. And very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep keeping on. I told you that if we came together, that I would be right there and support you through all of this and make sure that, and I believe that God will honor your request.
Yeah.
I really do. So let's talk about why it's important to celebrate milestones for the people out there.
Okay.
It's a period of reflection. What are some of the songs? Is it When I Look Back Over My Life?
When I look back over my life, dun, 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 and I think things over, I can truly say that I've been blessed. I got a testimony. I got a testimony.
Oh, we're gonna be the choir too. Let's not. No, but it's important to look back so that you can remember what you've gone over and gone through. What are a couple of the things we talked about your dad, but some of the things in your life that you have accomplished or overcome to this point?
Well, I'm also an amputee, and I've battled to be able to walk again, drive. I've even gone back to work, doing all the things that I did before the amputation. So I'm very proud of that, and I would not have been able to accomplish it if it was not for this woman right here. So a lot of thanks and kudos goes to you.
Thank you.
Are you crying?
I might be.
Oh, but yeah,
Thanks.
that is one of my my goals, and we call it. What's that at the New Year? People make New Year's resolutions. So I guess they're the same as goals and milestones and reflections. A lot of people say, okay, this is the year I lose weight, or this is the year I do this, or this is the year I do that.
Yeah.
I think those milestones and resolutions can also be important, just the little ones, Thanking God for another year.
Another year on the earth. You're a father. You are a scholar. Mark also likes to say he's a street dude, or as he said, a player. But
no.
Am I going too far?
A player? I'm not a player. What I say is I'm deep in the street.
Oh, sorry. Let me get it correct. Deep in the streets. Not the same thing as a player.
They call me the king of the block. And the reason why I'm the king of the block, one, I've been here a long time.
And two, because that's what he told them to say. But no, longevity on this block means something. Yes.
Right. Said I was a player. I'm kind of upset
Well, I
about
always
that.
say pump your brakes, player.
Yeah.
So see?
Okay. I'll let you slide with that. I'm not.
No. Really, it's a term of affection in the hood.
Right.
What's up, player?
What's up, player?
Yes. So it doesn't mean you're out there doing anything wrong, saints.
And sometimes you reply with, "What's up, baby? How you feel?"
Oh dear. Okay.
Right. You can say that to a guy or a woman.
Yeah. That's how you feel. We don't put we know our verbs. We just don't put all of them in sentences when we're here on the South Side. That's the power of education.
We're getting kind of loose with this particular episode because one is my birthday, two we're back home, so we are free flowing and having a great time. So we're not as straight laced as some of the episodes, but we're having a great time.
It's also important to set milestones. So because we are coming into 2024, and we talked about people making resolutions, goals, vision boards. This is the season of vision boards and all of visioning parties. All of those things will happen in the next few weeks. But it's important to check in so that you can know where you're going also as a couple. So we've got 8 years of marriage under our belt. Certainly celebrating 53 years of life, respectively, between the two of us. We're both the same age, finally.
She keeps saying I married an older woman. She's 4 months older than me, and I think I said this last episode.
And you see how important it is to me to revisit it again today. Yes.
But, one of the things, we talk about our marriage, but I think we have a unique perspective because we got married at 45. So we bring us something a little different, and we're going to be expanding on our marriage relationships. We might do some things with some conferences coming up.
We're going to try our hand at some conferences.
Right.
prior to doing the podcast, we traveled and we were certainly celebrating our authorship. We have 2 books that we've written, Finally I Do Again, and then Revelations of a Real Man or Woman, and Revelations of a Real Man or Woman, but focus on the real man part, is Mark's story. So if you want to see what happened inside of those 53 years and what it took to be here today, which was not an easy feat, please check out those books on RedmondProjects.com.
And Finally I Do Again is Beverly's story of first marriage and finding unyielding love. And so that's pretty much her story. So
all the ladies out there who are waiting on their Boaz, it's more important to wait on the Lord than it is for you to wait on your Boaz. Mine happened to come at 45. Yours may come whenever God chooses. In the book, we certainly say that, and I certainly say that I thought it was going to happen in my 20s. I also thought it was going to happen in my 30s. I thought it was going to happen by 40. And then, but what if God has you on a longer trajectory? What do? You continue to live. So set your milestones, set your goals. Make sure that you're out there trying to accomplish whatever God has for you. And marriage is a thing, but it's not the only thing.
And we bring the same kind of energy. So people out there, churches, if you have a conference and you're looking for a hot, dynamic, superstar couple,
Emphasis
like
on the hot.
Right, the
Yes.
hot. Like the Redmonds,
Yes.
we can certainly come to your event, your church, and we can speak about what we consider the Redmond way.
Yes.
Now, we're free flowing and we're laughing, but whatever we do, we make sure it's scripturally sound.
Yes.
And it's relevant to today's Christian singles, Christian married couples, those people looking to be married, those people who were married, divorced.
Things happen.
Things happen. We cover it all. Actually, we thought of a new acronym for our marriage conferences and breakout sessions.
Should we reveal it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Don't steal our stuff. That's another thing. If we come out with some dope stuff and we're sharing it with you, don't steal it. Stop stealing. Don't steal our stuff.
God inspired lawyers to create the copyright and the trademark.
Right. So
we have those.
This is trademark. Don't steal my stuff.
Yes.
So the acronym that we thought of is KISS. Now you all heard of people say keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
We changed it up.
We don't want you to be stupid.
We don't want you to be stupid. We say keep it simple, spouses.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So much. This is part of reflection. Over the last 8-9 years, we've heard some advice that is really complicated when it comes to marriage. And if we tried any of that complicated stuff, we ended up in an argument. So keep it simple, spouses. In 2024, here's your goal. Keep it basic.
Right.
Go back to the basic stuff. Yes.
I got a good friend. I'm gonna put him out there.
Uh-oh.
Pastor Marcus D. Cosby from Wheeler Avenue
Do we
Baptist
have permission
Church.
to share a story?
I'm gonna share it anyway.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church. He's been married a long time.
Yes.
He gave me some good marriage advice. He said, if you want to have a long-lasting marriage, keep a mint under the pillow.
Yes. Freshness counts.
Marcus, I love you. I love you, baby. Don't get mad at me. I love you.
Like, keep a mint under your pillow and some Listerine in your bathroom. Yes. Make sure you have your dental health and your freshness.
Right.
Again, it counts.
Right.
Also, in milestones, one of the reasons that you celebrate as couples is to bond. Many times you're so tightly focused on what's coming ahead of you or what you're going to that you don't remember all of the successes that you've had. Oh, you said your life is better because of me, right?
Since I married you, I'm betting 1,000.
Winning. Yes, yes, yes. And we are winning because of each other. When we started out, I think we were successful separately. But
But
when you come together,
But
you shake it up.
We heard so many naysayers and doubters and haters. One, oh, you guys are getting married later in life. It's not going to last. You can't have children. I'm a divorcee.
Who is that girl from Indiana?
I'm an amputee.
Yes, I heard you.
Why is he walking with a limp? All of this, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, we just heard it all.
You don't want to be a caretaker.
Right. He has 2 children. How are they going to react?
Yes.
So we heard it all. But you know what? I heard a rapper say, and I'm going to put his name out there, Rick Ross.
Uh-oh.
He was on the podcast. He said...
He's a gospel guy.
You know what? He said something that was very poignant.
Ricky Rose, yes.
He said that everybody sees the vision when you're riding big.
After it's done.
Oh, I see the vision. I see where you're going, player. You're doing it big. Where were you when the vision was being birthed?
Yes, when we started out.
Right.
And
when we were up 6, 7 nights in a row writing the books.
I had on a headscarf.
Jumping on planes back and forth.
Back and forth. When we were courting, riding up and down. Riding. Now you can tell I'm from India. Riding up and down. Riding up and down the highway.
Right. I'm on the bus, the Greyhound, going to see this woman. So where was everybody when we were putting in the work for the vision?
Would you tell the story of how far you actually, when you had to take the bus, you would leave from here and go and get a ticket. This was not online. Get a ticket, and you had to go get the ticket, but then go downtown to get on the bus to then ride how many hours?
It was 4, maybe 5.
4 or 5. And Mark dated me probably not at an ideal time health-wise for him.
I was sick. I was going through a lot of things with my foot.
And I was unaware at the time. So when Mark took me to he took me on the path of how far he had to travel to actually come see me, and the condition that I know knew he was in at the time, it is still awe-inspiring. It brings tears to my eyes when I think the miles that this man went. So, ladies out there, when you find, or the man finds you, as we say in our church, when he wants to be with you, he will be with you.
He'll be with you.
He will go through all kinds of lengths. And I mean, if I had known what Mark was going through, we probably wouldn't have dated. But I am very grateful that we were able to overcome that.
To piggyback on what you said, you won't have to try to change this dude. Mm-hmm. You won't have to jump through hoops. He will make it perfectly clear that you are the one that he wants to be with. You ain't got to work on him and change him into a high-value man and all this other stuff.
Please stop with that high-value stuff.
And we're going to talk about that coming up, too, in our episode called Social Media Overload.
It's too much. Social media can be a very good thing, but it is too much sometimes. Sometimes we just need to go back to our word and let social media sit.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, you don't have to do all this extra stuff to find a man and to keep a man or whatever.
Now, there were times in our marriage when we first started out coming together. I moved from the Indianapolis area up to Chicago after a year and a half or so in our marriage. So we were commuting for the first portion of our marriage.
For a year and a half. Newlyweds.
Yes.
We were not living together.
Nope.
We would see each other every other weekend or whatever.
One of us was coming one way or
the
other. Right,
but we were not together. So that just shows you our commitment, our goal, and, we were just resolute to make this work.
Yes. So
did I use the word right, resolute?
Yes, you did.
Woo! Thank you. I was worried.
So Team 53 here is built on a lot of work. And us remembering that only makes us stronger as a couple so that we can see 54, 55, and by the time we get to 60, we really will have a story to tell.
Right. So yeah, these are all milestones, and you got to. We have mapped ours out.
There's another milestone. So we're talking about 53 as a pivotal year for you. The truth is that for amputees, the lifespan of an amputee is not very long. But Marq has been beating the odds. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that is the case. He's been meeting the odds. Every time you see your doctor, they remind you that you're a miracle.
I think they say after your first amputation, you usually have another one within the first 3 years of that one. And like say for instance, I had my foot amputated. The next amputation that they think that doctors think you're going to have is a below the knee.
Yes.
So I've beat those odds now going on almost 10, 11 years. And I'm going to continue to beat them. So you got to have milestones. Every birthday that I have, I thank God that I'm able to see another year.
Yes. And what I believe is that Marq does more with a partial limb than many people do with 2 fully working, functioning feet. That is a credit to him, a credit to God's mercy, his grace, and that we want to be good stewards over the body that he gave us.
You may have more talent than me, but you're not going to outwork me.
You're not going to out.
You used to say, used to use a quote from Kobe Bryant. I worked as if I had no talent.
And Kobe had loads of talent, but his work ethic, he was the first in the gym, and he didn't get there at 11 o'clock. He got there at 4. He got there at very early hours and stayed until he felt like he had accomplished everything that he needed to do to be the Black Mamba. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Black Mama, we got to get out of here because I got to show you some other stuff that was, going on with birthday stuff. We went out to dinner at TT's. It's a restaurant. We're going to show you some stuff there. I went to a little boutique called Dress to Impress to get some clothes because we got some events that I'm going to look fresh to death.
Yeah, Chicago swag.
Right.
It carries us while we're in
I hung
Seattle.
hung out with a couple of my guys, and
yes, he did.
We had a good time.
Yes,
so
they did.
Yes, we did. So we're gonna show. Oh, I went to breakfast with my guy Reggie. So this whole week we have just been doing big things.
It's
in celebration of my birthday.
The way Marq likes to celebrate, and if it ain't Chicago, it ain't right.
But I've already made a promise to my wife that when we get back to Seattle, you won't hear me complain about, I want to go home. No. This has gotten my anxiousness out of my system.
Yes.
For at least a couple of months.
At least a couple, for the quarter. So we'll get him back on a regular basis for trips. And we do love Chicago. We love being in the Midwest. That is our birthplace. That's where we're from. But as we always say,
it's not my wife's way.
It's not his way.
It's the Redmond way.
Happy birthday, honey.
Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to dig into this cake.
Responsibly. Sorry.
Bye, y'all. Present cake.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Cake.
Our ceremonial Wolf's Bakery 53rd birthday cake of Marq and Bev Redmond. Could we get a... Why do you know that? Are you going to share?
You get your piece.
Get my own. Or just a piece. The whole cake is yours, though.
Absolutely.
What?